Six-figure salary, is that enough? We'll see. Let's check into it. This dude Solomon Chow, he's talking about his six-figure salary in 2024. This dude's kind of all over the place, but I still want to check him out, so let's get into it.
And shit, respect, my roots, and so I gotta do my best job to work. So I'm trying like to fill in, the missing pieces. What am I missing? How do I
This is like
better my
all the
generation?
hours he worked and stuff. It looks pretty chaotic,
And
but
I try to work every single day. January, February,
I
March,
think the
April,
problem is
May.
we don't know where our money's going. Now that could be the phantom debt where it's like all the interest we're paying is where our money's going, but we're not realizing it, which is true. But I think instead of focusing on how much money you make, you have to focus more on what you're spending your money on.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I tried to maximize everything. Even when my brother's fiance died, I still was trying to work and annoying my managers and supervisors for bereavement pay. You know, that I did. That I did. My grandma passed. I annoyed the hell out of my supervisors in the other hospital for bereavement pay before I left them. So, anyways, I'm doing what's right on paper.
240p.
That's not the problem. The problem is probably why doesn't everything come together like Crazy Rich Asians? It's probably because I'm an introvert.
Maybe. I don't
Because
know.
I hate, I don't know what you want to call it, autism or ADHD. I just start flaring up, inside. At the sight of people, and that's no good. That's no good. I don't want to get into it, but if you're autistic or have ADHD, sometimes you just get really annoyed, or outbursts of anger. I was never diagnosed officially, but I know what it is, and I know what it feels like. And I'm guessing that's what it is. So, anyways, I just work overnight.
I feel like this
These
guy's problem is not so much how much money he makes and all the stuff he talks about. I feel like those are kind of like band-aids, and it's like the scapegoat of it all. I've been finding this too. It's like
days to limit, the amount I feel during
I don't think he has money
otherwise
problems.
the daytime, which
Let me say this: I
you
don't think
will
he has money
encounter
problems
basically.
as much as he has like personal issues. Let's say. So I think in his mind, if he thinks he makes more money, that'll solve his personal issues. And it definitely won't. I'm coming to find that myself. I realize I have a hard time committing to people. I don't know why. Maybe it's just past issues or something. But me making more money isn't really gonna solve that. So it's like I can't focus on cash and think that that's gonna solve my issues with people. So I'm trying to look at what is actually the issue, and not just think that money will solve that.
The whole demographics of the human species: young, old, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Native American, whatever the hell, transgender, bi. You'll just see and encounter the whole spectrum. And any one of those kinds of people may even piss you off. A Karen, senior Karen, like the age ranges of different Karens, I mean, there's just a whole dynamic, different spectrums of people, that can trigger you. So, anyways, I work overnight just to reduce that, and to make sure that I stay in the company. So, that's how I survive as an introvert. Other than that, if I had to be outgoing all the time, just be a drain on me, I would have to put a show all the time. That's why I don't do probably why I don't do marketing.
I think this guy's a good example because, in a way, this is a huge problem in America. We think because we make more money that that'll translate to a better life, But the truth is, it won't. And I feel like people like him, they get stuck in this weird loop in their head where they're like, okay, if I make more money, my life will get better, and X, Y, and Z. And if he's making six figures, he's making enough money, but at the same time, he's trying to use money to solve personal issues. And this is what I feel like Americans do. We're taught to do is, hey, if you got a problem, throw money at it. If you don't have money, you're gonna have a bunch of problems. If you have money, you have no problems. And it's just not the case. And it can like get you in this weird loop where you're trying to use money to compensate. And I don't want to use money to compensate anymore, you know? If I have issues getting to know somebody, or dealing with people, I'd rather focus on that, at least from this point on, rather than thinking, oh, if I just make more money, then I won't have those issues. And then once you do make more money, you're unhappy because you see it doesn't work out and now you're confused and you're in this weird loop. Although he's rambling, he is a good example because he can teach us a valuable lesson that you can make 6 figures, but if you don't have a good life, you don't have a good life, you know? So it's just something to keep in mind. Let's check out the next clip.
Been going
So
up.
this is Orlando Minor, desperate homeowners using payday loans to pay mortgages and car loans. I think this also plays into some of the other clips we're watching too. The truth is, we got to stop using money to compensate for unhappiness. The better route is to find happiness and let the money come to you. But that's not always easy once you're 6 feet deep, or 6 feet in it, you know, I don't want to say deep.
So we have been noticing that property taxes have been going up, mortgages are going up because of property taxes and insurance. And then we also see other things going up like groceries, utilities, and whatnot. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I also do consulting. People give me a call, ask me for my advice, and I have been getting for the last 2 months, guys, I've been getting 10 to 15 calls a month asking one big question. Orlando, how do I get rid of these payday loans that I use to pay my property taxes?
That's crazy, honestly, because a payday loan is for like a couple weeks, right? Or they're gonna hit you with some steep hits, and it's like, if you do that to pay car loans, and dude, you're honestly tweaking.
Get rid of this payday loan that I use to pay my mortgage. Orlando, how do I get out of this payday loan that I use to pay my car payment?
Hold up, moment of silence, bro. Moment of silence. Hold up. That's wow.
That is crazy.
Wow.
That's right. It needs a moment of silence. Because this is insane.
It is pretty
My name is
insane, I'm not
Orlando.
gonna lie.
Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, check out my newsletter. Yes, I have a newsletter that will give you tons of value. It is free. You cannot beat free. And then on top of that, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties
By
or
the way,
investment
use my
properties,
link in the description to get some free Bitcoin. That is what you need to be buying. You don't need to be buying new cars, bigger places. You just need to buy Bitcoin.
I am your guy. I've been lending for almost 20 years. I can assist you with that. Guys, listen, we have to make math great again.
Make math great again.
We really do. We really do. And I know some people who watch this video, you will get triggered. You will. You're going to get triggered. You're going to be like, Orlando, why are you making a big deal out of this? No one's getting payday loans. And trust me, but you're not the one getting the phone calls. You're not the one getting emails of individuals asking you,
How do you get out of these predatory lending
By the way,
financial tools? How do
see if we can get that on there. Oh, wait. Well, you can see the chart kinda. Yeah, that's Bitcoin, 92% per year. Well, this year.
you get out of this?
and trust me, out of all the establishments that we have been seeing closing down and shutting down, do you know what industry is not closing and shutting down? Payday
Who be
loans.
getting payday loans?
When
That's
is the
what I wanna
last
know.
time you seen 1,000 payday loan stores are getting shut down? When have you seen that? I'll wait. Oh, you haven't seen that. It's because they're making money.
That's right.
They're making billions in fees.
Wait, what?
You don't believe me? $2.4 billion
Dang.
in fees alone.
How are they doing this?
We're not talking about the money, getting the money back. We're talking about in fees just
Yeah, they're
alone.
making tens of billions, 20
And we all
billions
know
of
that's
dollars.
annually. But before we even get into that, let's go ahead and watch this video so you guys can understand what I'm talking about and understand that there are plenty, when I say plenty of individuals who don't mind taking out 500% loans to pay back. 500% loans to pay back.
Bro, that's
property
crazy.
taxes.
If your property tax is 2 bands, Dude, 500%? Dude, that's freaking redonkulous, bro.
A 500% loan to pay on let's get it together, 4%, 5% auto loan. Let's say that one more time so that you can hear it. You're paying a 500% loan on a 7, 6, 5% auto loan. One lady told me, Orlando, I took out the loan to pay my mortgage. What is your mortgage at? 3%.
I just didn't have the money to pay the taxes.
But let's go ahead and listen to this.
I have $6,300 in minimum payments. You heard that right. $6,340-ish net take home, minus the 2 months of the year that I get an extra paycheck.
Okay.
$6,300 out. 44 loans. 44. You heard that correct. Down from 45. I paid one off last week. That was fun.
Bro, that's honestly scary, bro. That's why you gotta be very careful about who you associate with, man.
$50 a month. Heck yeah. Ugh. I have such a love-hate relationship with these payday videos because I know that the people who follow me or the people who find me absolutely love these videos. But these are hard for me.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
bet.
emotion that goes into it because every single time I do one of these videos, I face a new reality. And yes, I am aware that I had $6,300 going out because I budget.
She did not.
She said she budgets?
the word-
Stop it.
Budgeting and payday loan in the same sentence. That's impossible. See, this is what I'm talking about. She's
Facts,
putting the
she's
cart before the
tweaking,
horse.
bro.
She took out the payday loan, but here's the thing. She not only did this one time, she did this 40-something plus times, right? She's got 40-something payday loans. It obviously sounds like an addiction, to be honest. No joking. That doesn't sound very healthy. It almost sounds like an addiction, to be honest, 100%.
Stop it. Get some help.
But that still does not clear her from making these wrong mistakes.
I think
these
the problem
huge
is where
mistakes, right?
people don't want to accept that they, and they don't want to move forward. Or at least she's kind of moving forward, but it's like people don't want to take responsibility, for what's going on,
She is saying that the reason why she only pays $6,300 a month or the reason why she's paying $3,117 bi-weekly is because she budgeted. That's
And if she
rich.
got some of these
That's rich.
insane
'Cause she's
payday loans, bro, 200-300%, let's say, bro, that means her payments should be like, bruh, it's ridiculous.
budgeted.
This
How
is
about these
honestly
guys?
absurd.
Let me just make this perfectly clear to you guys. Payday loans places, they're predatory.
All loan places
Payday
are
loan
predatory,
places
but you can kind of work with some of
run.
them.
Do you hear me? Run.
Run, Forrest, run!
If a payday loan place is your last resort, sell the house.
I beg your pardon?
That's my opinion. Obviously, you don't have to do what I tell you to do. But in my opinion, I would just sell the house before I did a payday loan place.
If it's that bad, like, that's not something wrong. Yeah.
Your only option is a 500% loan that you're gonna have to reborrow. And you're at this predicament where you're at $6,300 a
I
month,
get you a nice place.
Have mercy.
paying
literally
$3,000
paycheck, all of it.
bi-weekly. Now, this doesn't include rent. This doesn't include any other expenses. This is just payday loan places.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
There's still so many mountains left to climb. But that's okay. We're getting somewhere. Like I said, I should have a weekend spent getting that $139 loan paid off. That will help. I'm paying off that $482 a month. It's paid bi-weekly. That should be paid off hopefully by July 5th.
This is honestly hurting.
And I lowered my credit card payments $400. So right there between all that, that's almost $1,000 a month that I freed up. which is exciting because I have paid off debt. I've paid off a lot of debt considering how bad my bills are. And this weekend, I have to, get money coming in because I have to get one of my credit cards, 356 put on it.
This is honestly one of the cards. Man. I honestly can't. This is absurd, man. It honestly hurts to watch this woman talk. Let's check out the next clip, man. How much home can you afford by income? This should be interesting. Personally, I don't think that really, it's not that it don't matter, right? But I think it really depends on what your bills are, right? What you can afford, If, it really just depends. I'm not going to say, but I don't think it does. Your income obviously matters, but you could have a lower income and just have really low bills, and you could still afford it.
Ever been curious how much money it would actually cost to be able to afford a home like this, or even this, now that prices and mortgage rates are at their all-time highs? Well, wonder no longer, because today we're going to be covering exactly how much income it takes to rent or purchase the typical home in 2025, based on current prices, interest rates, and lender guidelines. Because when you see the final amount and how much money it takes to actually be able to sustain those payments, you're going to be shocked. And not in a good way. Plus, I say all of this.
Personally, I pay $930 a month. When Bitcoin takes off, I'm going to essentially stake my Bitcoin with maybe some big banks, maybe Wells Fargo, some of these bigger institutions, and with their dividend or whatever, I'll be using that to pay my rent and basically live free. Everything else, I may still work and stuff, but anything extra will just be used to fund my lifestyle and whatnot, and then I don't have to work as hard. That's my plan. I don't really...
Someone who's worked full-time in real estate since 2008 as a real estate agent, investor, landlord, and homeowner. So I'll give you a first-hand experience as to exactly what you could expect, and then at the end of the video, I'll share how much money you need to have to afford something like this, just in case you win the lottery. Although before we start, as usual, if you appreciate videos like this, or even if you just find them helpful, it would mean the world to me if you hit the like button or subscribe. If you haven't done that already, it takes you a split second, it's totally free, and as a thank you for doing that, here's a picture of a kitten. So thanks so much, and also big thank you to Kickoff for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Alright, so when it comes to the cost of home ownership, I've noticed that there's this general mindset that renting is throwing away money, and buying a home is always a good investment. And even though there can be some truth in these statements... If I took all my income was buying a house, one, I'd be broke, and then two, I would have to work on, the roof, and then like the AC, and then the stuff that breaks. Currently here, I just pay $930, and then I let them deal with the rest. And I just believe that my money is better used to make more money. Not that your house won't appreciate. It's not the entire picture. So to give you a full understanding of exactly what's involved, let's discuss renting. I've said this before, but there's a saying out there that goes something like, your rent is going to be the most you'll pay for housing every single month, and your mortgage will be the least you'll spend every single month. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, that is extremely true. Anytime you rent, the payment is the payment. That's it. It's super simple. There aren't any surprise city assessments, property tax increases, insurance premiums, or roof repairs that could empty your bank account on a moment's notice. Whereas when you buy, that's just the very beginning. For example, first, when you purchase a home, you're gonna have a mortgage. In most cases, this is broken down between a mix of principal and interest, usually amortized over 15 to 30 years, at which point your home is paid off in full. If you have a fixed interest rate, this means your monthly payment's not gonna be changing throughout the entire duration of your loan until your home is paid off. And from this perspective, yeah, it's actually pretty similar to renting. Except, unfortunately, this is literally the only cost that is not going to be going a lot higher. Like second, when owning, you're also going to have property taxes. This one is typically based on a percentage of your property's purchase price, and it usually ranges anywhere from 0.4% to more than 2% of the property's assessed value every single year. You also have insurance costs. I completely forgot about insurance. Anytime you own a property, a lender requires that you have a comprehensive insurance policy to cover anything that might happen, like a freak of nature fire, because California wants wants to save a declining population of smeltfish. And just like property taxes, this amount readjusts every single year based on the risk likelihood of your area and number of claims in your location. Or they could just drop you altogether if you're in a high-risk location. Fourth,
That's
you can
crazy
also
that they can
have
just drop you like
repairs.
that.
This might include replacing an AC unit, fixing a water heater, replacing a roof, spraying for termites, and all the other fun stuff that comes along with home ownership. In terms of how much this costs, some people use the 1% rule, which says you'll spend 1% of your property's value every single year on repairs, while others use the $1 rule, which says you'll spend $1.
$250K, bro, you better expect to spend $25K in about, I'd say, 5 years.
For every square foot of livable
ridiculous.
space every year. But finally, fifth, you have other. Now this one is somewhat hard to calculate, but it usually includes things like HOA costs, landscape, upgrades, routine cleaning, and every other aspect of homeownership that you never really think of until you check your bank account at the end of the year and have a heart attack. Because of that, the cost of owning is usually substantially higher than the cost of renting, and as a result, that'll impact what you're able to afford. So if you're curious how much money you need to make to afford the typical home in 2025 here in the United States, here's your answer. To start with the basics, we'll get the simplest part out of the way. Renting. Since this is a fixed cost, the general rule of thumb is that your rent shouldn't exceed 30% of your gross income before taxes. This means if you make $40,000 a year, your rent shouldn't exceed $1,000.
Oh, so actually I do fit in this range. That's good. Okay, so I'm still in this range, but my whole thing is this. These are what they say. That does not mean it's what you should do. If you make $40,000 a year, you want to get this as low as possible.
$1,000 a month. If you make $80,000 a year, your rent should be capped at $2,000 a month. If you make $160,000
I'm the type of dude, if I make $160K a year, I still want $1,000 rent. That's me though.
A month. You get the idea. However, this rule of thumb was apparently created during a 1969 amendment to public housing
20%.
before record student loan debt, $700 car payments, and the Hawk-Tuah coin. So because of that, there could be a few more accurate guidelines that are adjusted for today's cost of living, like the 50-30-20 rule, which suggests that you spend no more than 50% of your take-home pay after taxes on needs like housing, food, and transportation, 30% for wants like clothing, travel, and hobbies, and 20% for additional savings and debt repayment. With this, your entire financial picture is taken into consideration with a bit of savings mixed in as well, although this probably means you're going to spend a lot less than 30% of your income on housing, which could be a bit of a challenge during a time when everything costs a lot of money. This is why I personally take the approach of what's called backwards budgeting, where you add up all of your fixed, non-negotiable costs that you can't live without, like debt repayment, transportation, food, healthcare, and so on, include a buffer of 10 to 15% for savings, include another buffer of 10.
Let me see. So he's saying 110 to 170,000 per year for 2,800 a month. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, it's a nice home. Nothing too absurd or nothing too crazy. I could see that, yeah. 3,000 square feet, 5 beds, 3 baths. It's actually honestly really nice. And it's in California. Now there's going to be some other costs associated with it, but that's not bad. You know, honestly, yeah, I could see that working. And it's like it leaves you a lot of room to maneuver and stuff because they're trying to get you to be so close on margin that you literally have to just give it up. Like that other lady with the payday loans and stuff. So don't do that. But me personally, I'm not interested in getting a home until I'm a millionaire essentially or just super loaded. But that's me personally. I just don't, that's not an accomplishment to me. I don't care. Like I was never a person that like the pinnacle was me owning a home. I just never really cared about that. But I could see why other people do. It is important, but I think I'll wait until I'm super loaded. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Peace out. Don't forget that free stuff in the comment description. Peace.